go, I'm going to focus on wrist control first because he's already probably created space anyways. So I'm going to get a nice good grip on this. If there's no-gi, I go after his wrist. But in this case, I'm going to get a nice lapel grip. He puts that foot up, okay? I'm not going to go high because that's going to make it too hard to pull his leg straight. I'm going to go as low as I can, and I'm going to try and put my hand behind the back of my head. And then he'll just either pop down or he'll roll that way. But the point is that his leg's straight now, and my hand's somewhere close to my head. Then I collect his head with my foot. Okay? It's you do it the last thing before you bar it. It's fast backwards from how you normally would, but it's important to establish this position first and get your control because you've only got one hand on it.
That is the drag in the Russian drag,
right.
Literally.
Right.
Yeah.
Drag first, collect the head, and then it should be a very easy bridge into the middle.
You do that with some degree of speed, just a...
There you go. Then he'll go that direction more.
Takes him right down. You literally sit him on his butt and finish him with a juji. It's a very odd position to do the juji. A lot of people don't believe that'll happen from that position, but it does. And how'd I got my arm locked? I'm sitting on my rear end. How'd that happen? Well, it was the Russian drag. Do the Russian drag again. But if the guy pops up, we're going to keep him from standing up. So can you get in his guard? Okay. Now, watch what happens here. So as soon as he stands up, bam, he drags him back down. Now he can finish there and kick the leg over, but it's really usually, just like Derek's going to go for naturally, it's a lot more efficient to just go do the head roll juji from there and finish out and catch it, okay? So you can stop, you can kick the leg over and catch it, which works really well, okay? So show him that one just a bam, and you can kick the leg. Well, he just did the head roll because the guy was already rolled. So let's stay with that one. That's cool. Let's stay with that one because you reacted with him. So let's go ahead and do the head roll from there. He pops up, catch him. See that? Now look at that. See how he keeps rolling? The guy's trapped the leg, finish up, and he stayed with it. Did he necessarily do it like we've been? No, he did a belly down pretty much when he finished it, didn't he? You keep rolling him, and that's why we say stay round because you will get that arm. Catch. See, he kind of comes over and finish it, and there you catch it. So at some point, if you keep rolling him and keep doing it, he will tap. Now, he may be in the middle of a roll tapping. If your guy's a good ground fighter and he knows how to stack you, this is a really great plan B. And, it happens a lot. So if you get a guy like that, see Mike has stacked Derek, spins through and catches him over. There are other ways, like Bill West used to do it, roll out and do a belly down juji. But you tend to roll them over, which has worked for you a number of times.
So again, it depends on how well they stack. So Mike stacks a little bit farther back from me. Okay. Flip him over with the hook. Okay. If he really puts a lot of chest pressure on me, that's usually when you get it. Right. But the belly down version. And they'll either flip over or they'll take it.
If he goes flat, you'd belly down. Yeah. Okay. There's the belly down version.
There was the chest pressure I was talking about. That's usually when they try and flatten out on you.
So Ryan, did you see how he spun under? It's almost like doing a 180 the wrong direction. Can you show that again? Watch this, guys. When he comes under, Mike stacks. Kind of let him, Mike, let him do it a little more where he has to spin a little harder. There, see how he has to spin all the way, and then you catch him over, and you roll him over. It's just going out the back door on the Juji Gatame.
And it's all when they stack you. So just remember when you're getting stacked and you're thinking, oh, I have to give up on the juji. You don't give up on the juji, you go out the back door.
Yeah, keep spinning. Basically do about a 180. Yeah. Want to try it? Let's give it a try, gentlemen. As you've seen in some of our other videos, transitions are essential in doing Juji Gatame. So in this case, from a standing to a ground fighting situation, transition from standing to ground. So we'll have Sandy Harrelson on the left and Mike on the right, Mike Pennington. Sandy got a lot of women with this in both judo and Sambo at the Judo Nationals and Sambo Nationals. And she got a lot of tap outs from this over the years in her career. So basically, in both Judo and Sambo, I might add. So she's taken pretty much a standard lapel, right hand on the lapel, left hand on the sleeve grip, all right, with Mike. Now, what she's going to do, she's going to move over to her left quite a bit, and notice the angle of the body, her body to Mike's body, okay? Now, we worked on Tomoe Nagi to Juji before and spin him right over, which is beautiful. A lot of our guys do this. Sandy was a specialist with this. We also had some other athletes do this quite well as well. So what she's going to do with her right foot, she's going to push on the inside of Mike's left thigh. And she's going to tumble him onto his face, and she's going to kick right over into Juji Gatame belly down. And notice, look at how she controls with her left foot, her shin on the back of Mike's head. Now, if she has to, she can put it under his head. That's cool too. But in this case, she doesn't really need to. So she's going to go ahead and do it on your own, Sandy. Just go ahead and push right down, kick right over, and there she did it, where she did it belly down like that. It's where her left leg is under his head. Okay, let's look one or two more times so everybody can get a good view of this. Notice her angle. She's over to Mike's right side extremely. She's not square with him. So the body position is really, really fundamental here. Okay, now what she does, as she pushes with her right foot, with her right hand, she's going to pull Mike down on his lapel. So go ahead and do that again, Sandy. Push, bam, she tumbles him. She kicks right over. Now when she finishes, she grabs that arm, traps it, and she really drives with her hip into the back of his arm, into his elbow. She can also catch there, and as she's doing that, that makes it hurt more. She pulls up with her left foot on his head. Okay, one more time. And Mike loves this, I know. Thanks a lot, Mike, for being patient. And you can hear in the background, they're training in the ring on the other side, so it's a regular night here at practice. So go ahead and do your thigh push setup, thigh push transition to Juji Gatame. Boom, there she goes, and finish out like that. Notice how she grabs, and she's got trapping that quite well. So that's the finish of it. And that is the a thigh push or leg kick transition to belly down Juji Gatame. Boom, he catches it, he starts his move, all right? And Jared says, oh, I've been here before, life sucks, I hate this, so I'm going to flatten out when he tries this. All right, now what he can do, don't flatten out quite yet because I want to talk to you. Right, so Derek's starting his move, but get your knee up on his head. Boom, now now I'm in trouble. Okay, everybody kind of stand up here so you can come around here and see this. This is why if Derek's rolling over his left side, you know, his opponent head roll over the left side, this is why he uses his left hand to hook and trap, okay? Because he can really scoop real tight, all right? Now watch what he does. He just rolls in on his hip, and now he's got him pretty compromised, and he's going to pry that arm out into a juji, okay? Now, we prefer really, I mean, you could do belly down finish, but we prefer on the hip because the reason is, like Derek was explaining yesterday, if you're flattened out already, you really don't have much more room to pry with your hips, all right? I mean, that'll work. That works pretty good. But we prefer you a little more on your hips because you can get rounder and arch and make it hurt more, okay? Get a quicker tap. So let's look at that again, okay? So he comes in, does his thing, starts to move, and the guy won't roll, okay? In that case, trap it, dig it in there, finish out with your juji, okay? They don't always roll. In that case, we still get the tap. Let's work a little bit of that. Okay, good. You're a real Juji Gatame specialist, any number of us here are, and that's good. This might be your first go-to move, but the higher percentage move, which we're going to work on a little later, are the bent arm locks from this position. But right now, we're keying in on the juji. Here's a really nice one that we like. It's a variation of the very basic way we just showed. Okay, it's more of a rolling thing. Derek wants to talk, because in an MMA situation, there may be reaching and striking, so
Right.
let him go with this.
So, especially in an MMA situation, I get into this position a whole bunch. It's actually happened in every one of my fights so far. One of them, the second one, it was right at the end of I think it was the first round, and I had the guy flipped over for it, stretched out, ding, ding, round's over. But point being, happens in training, happens in competition a lot. So you just have to get used to recognizing the situation. So it doesn't matter if, again, it's MMA and he's getting his hands up to stop the strikes, or if this is more of a no-gi situation and I'm down here digging for it, right? And usually in the no-gi situation, we're trying to go for a bent arm lock. He brings it back in to try and defend that, and then now I know I've got bent arm lock. Either way, doesn't really matter, okay? I'm gonna come through and hook on the direction that I want to go into. So if I'm gonna roll him that way, I got this hand comes in, and I'm gonna post here, okay? And eventually, I won't even worry about that. I'll just post on my forehead. But when you're starting to do this, it's important to get that post hand so that you feel stable. If you don't feel stable, don't do the move, okay? So post hand right there. Pop that in, okay? Move your post forward, bring this forward, and then as I come down, okay? Flip him over.
And if he doesn't flip over, you've got him stretched out with the belly down Juji.
Yeah, that's almost better if he doesn't cooperate with you. Okay, so if I'm here, okay, got that post, okay, same setup that we had before, right? The only difference is instead of starting to set up to go back, I'm going to set up and just go forward that way, okay? Post, catch my foot behind his back, and if he doesn't, when I come forward, if he's not flipping over for me, I hit my hip, catch, and finish that way.
And some guys won't roll. It might be the mat surface, you know, who knows what it might be if they just don't roll. That's okay, because that's a really strong application of that arm.
Even if he's completely flat on his stomach, so if we're here, I go through to get this. Okay? Go ahead and flip now. Okay, he's flat. You can still catch this pretty easy. Now, if he's a real fish, it becomes even easier. If he's trying to push his hands up this way and bridge, see, he wants to go that way, catch, right there.